course. Yeah, because it's a Muslim family, etc. Alright? Now imagine if I lose in the Sharia court, or he loses in the Sharia court, and then he goes to the civil courts to appeal. Then what's the point of having the Sharia court? Then of course in that situation, you have to make sure that the two jurisdictions are separate. So if I'm dealing with the property matter in the Sharia court, and they've made their final decision, that's it. Sudah, finish. Respect the jurisdiction, respect the decision. You know, no need to go to the civil court crying. That's what they used to do. That's what people used to do before the level of 1-to-1. So that's why it was amended. But somewhere down the line, the civil courts seem to think that if there's the word Islam in the case somewhere, they cannot touch it at all. Which is rubbish. Okay? So for example, you have a case of a Hindu couple. Husband converts to Islam, alright, and converts the children to Islam, and the wife turns up in the civil court. The civil court must hear her case because she has nowhere else to go. You cannot say, oh, I'm sorry, the case is in the Sharia court because your husband's Muslim. But what about her? She's not Muslim. What about her? How about her right to justice? And she cannot go to the Sharia court because the Sharia court can only hear cases with Muslims. They cannot have any jurisdiction over non-Muslims. They do not have jurisdiction over non-Muslims. So how can you tell a non-Muslim to go to the Sharia court? It is similar to me telling you, let's settle our case in the military court, where none of us are soldiers, as far as I can tell. Okay? So, it's ridiculous. So what happened to the civil courts? And it matters like freedom of religion, like Dina Joy. It is an Article 11 issue. It is a constitutional issue. You have to deal with it. You have to deal with it. The civil courts have to deal with it. The Sharia court can't deal with it because constitutional matters is not in their jurisdiction. But the civil courts chicken out. They chicken out. They are chickens of the first order. Instead of dealing with the responsibility, they wash their hands and say, oh no, this is not our jurisdiction. I'm sorry, dude. If it's a constitutional matter, it's your jurisdiction. And if you don't have the balls to deal with it, resign. Resign, get out. I'm sure there are many companies which will make you director. You don't have to worry about your rice bowl. Okay? Or law firms will make you advisor. Advise what also, I don't know. So this is the situation, and this is the situation where, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with the Constitution. It's just been ignored. It has just been ignored. Okay, itu satu. That's with regards to the idea of an Islamic state. The other one is the idea of Ketuanan Melayu. I don't know about you, but I don't like anyone to be tuan over me. So why should I have the right to be tuan over someone else? Okay, a man and a woman, okay, we are all born equal. No one's my tuan. Don't you dare tuan me. Maybe my daughter lah, you know, but you know. Such a bossy little thing. Right? So where did this idea come from? Is it from the Constitution? Well, if we look at Article 153, and this is the thing, which is Article 153 is like the holy grail of people like Perkasa, Zulkifli Nordin, and the group in Penang called SABM. It says here, let's have a look at 153. 153 says, it shall be the responsibility of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong to safeguard the special position of the Malays and natives of any of the states of Sabah and Sarawak. Notice that the natives of Peninsular Malaysia are not mentioned. Okay, the truly original people, they are not mentioned. Anyway, it shall be the responsibility of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong to safeguard the special position of the Malays and natives of any of the states of Sabah and Sarawak and the legitimate interests of other communities in accordance with the provisions of this article. So what's the responsibility of the Agong? To take care of everyone. That's the underlying responsibility. Okay? There is a thing called special position of the Malays and the natives. Do I see anything called Malay rights? No. Hak Melayu. Hak apa? Tak ada pun, tak nampak pun. Special position is what is special position in bahasa? Kedudukan istimewa. Something like that lah. What is position? Yeah, you, first position. Yeah. It's not hak. It's not hak. So where did hak? Where's the tuan? I don't see any ketuanan here. Tak ada. I don't see the word tuan in the constitution anywhere. So where? Dari mana this concept comes from? Yeah? And the special position which is stated in Article 153. Okay, it's specific. Okay, it's specific. It is to be protected by the creation, reasonable creation, because the word reasonable is also in the Constitution. That means you cannot do anything ikut suka hati. It has to be reasonable. Reservation of positions in public service, scholarships, education, permits, licenses for trade and business. Okay, so the Constitution allows for this to happen. It allows for it to happen, but it has to be reasonable. Okay. And of course, you have to keep in mind, we also have Article 8, which is about equality, which is we're all equal. Okay? So in other words, you have 153, which is trying to do some affirmative action. But it is not a complete license to do anything that you want to do. Alright? It's not. Let me tell you why. Satu, there's Article 8. Another one is, you look at Article 136. Now, nobody knows about 136. Yeah? Ibrahim Ali and all these people, they don't know about 136. 136 says that, okay, show of hands, any of you are government servants or ex-government servants, because you're kind of aged, some of you might be retired. How many of you are government servants? I'm considered a government servant because I work in a government university. Wow, so few. Is it us? Yes, us. Endangered species. Oh, takut. Okay. Alright. You know, Article 136 specifically says that anyone in government service cannot be discriminated against based on race or creed. Cannot. Why don't I see Zulkifli Nordin defending 136? Why are you thinking about 153 saja? Our founders, our creators of the Constitution understood certain things. They tried to achieve a balance between affirmative action and ultimately equality and fair play. And let me tell you, it's not just me who said this, they said this themselves, okay? We go back to the Reid Commission report.